Hi bra ladies, I'm Colleen McDonald, Essential Bodywear's Fit Ambassador, and I'm here today to share with you the correct fit and to introduce this amazing tool that gives you all of the sizes built right in and takes out so much of the guesswork. You can't get it wrong. This is my client Anne, and Anne, what size do you think you are?
I think I'm a 34 double D.
Okay, so a double D is the same as our E, a triple D is an F, and a quadruple D is a G. So you might be intimidated, but just be open to the idea that it may not be a double D, but that's the same as our E. So let's get your band size figured out. If you're 34, 85% of American women are wearing the wrong size bra, and you may be in that category. And based on my trick tape, I also want to make sure that I am parallel with the floor and I'm circling you properly, and it's a little snug, but that's a good place to start because the bras are going to be elastic and they're going to lose that over time. So I'm measuring you in our perfect little square that says 32. So we're going to start there. This is just a jumping off point. Yep. So you've got some extra inches either way, but it's a great place to start. I also am going to utilize our cup system. I've chosen a 32F, which is equivalent to a 36E, 38D, 40C. We also recommend that our reps are writing it in the cups as a little cheat sheet. It kind of helps you when you go to grab them. So I apologize, I'm going to get personal here, but I want to get that cup snug in to encompass your breast tissue and make sure that it is a good fit. So I've got you around the side, cupped underneath, and it's a nice smooth fit that looks proper to me. I'm gonna give you a 32F to try on, so let's see what it does. I also want to utilize stickers, and I do this because it's a foundation. So a good bra is gonna build up your foundation, and you're gonna look so much better in your clothes, and I really want you to see the amazing result you're gonna get. So if you can find your nipples where they're at now and identify it by putting the sticker on each one, then I'm going to ask you to go try on our bra in a 32F, and we're going to see the amazing transformation.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, we're back with my client Anne in her after picture. So your nipples should be halfway between your elbows and your shoulder. So let's pay attention to them having met that standard now. The bra's lifted it. The moldy cup is smoothing you out. Look at how slimming it is, how it's lifted your breast tissue up off your torso, giving you that hourglass figure that you have, and really celebrating your lovely F-size breasts. I think that looks terrific, and it really does show a remarkable change. I want you to lift your arms for me so I can check the cup. I do have a little bit of a boob bubble, but when I ask you to raise your arms, there's a gap on this side that I'm afraid if we did try the G cup, it might be too big. You do always want to accommodate the larger breast. Everyone has two different sizes, just like our hands and our feet. So it's not freakish, it's very normal, but we do tend to want to accommodate the larger breast. But I don't want there to be a huge gap on this side either, so we're gonna kind of meet it in the middle. I think you look fantastic in a 32F, and it gives you great shape. It's a beautiful foundation for your wardrobe that's gonna help you look amazing in everything you own. Okay, Anne, we've got you in our 32F Abbie, which I think is amazing, and I wanna check the fit. Looks like it's got your breast tissue all encompassed, and let's see around the back. So we wanna start at the first set of hooks. This is where a lot of customers and our clients are making the mistake of really starting on the end or even the middle. You're gonna get a longer life out of the bra if you start at the farthest hook. So as the elastic is wearing, you're able to move it to the middle and then ultimately move it to the end, and then you know it's time for another bra. But I also wanna just make sure I can only get maybe 1 or 2 fingers. I'm sure that feels a little snug, but you're gonna get used to it. And the benefit is that it's lifting up your breast tissue So I'm gonna ask you to reach in and just cup your breast tissue a little bit more into your underarm and see if we can't settle that little bit of boob bubble. Sorry, getting personal here. And your arms up. So this is where I saw the gap. This is where it looks like it's a better fit in this cup size, because I can imagine that that larger cup is going to be an even larger gap for you. So I'm happy with the fit. How does it feel?
Great.
You think you look good?
Yes, I feel good.
All right, so the straps, if you need to adjust them, slip them off the shoulder. It's easier to manipulate up and down, but that's another great way to really help some of the boob bubble and also make sure that it's a proper fit, and ask them how it feels and what their comfort level is. And definitely encourage them to be patient with the process. It may take 3 to 6 wearings before it's really going to be broken in, and it'll be just as comfortable and it will become their new favorite. So based on some of the things I was seeing and the little boob bubble, I did ask her to try on a 32G so that we could evaluate it together. And we stayed with the same band size, went up the cup size to see if we could eliminate some of the bubble that was popping out. But Ann, I'm going to ask you to raise your hands again. And what I'm seeing is a really big gap on both sides, which really just confirms that we're going to meet the difference with the F. And it's really about what you look like in your clothes and how it's really going to celebrate your figure and really accentuate your wardrobe, because you're not going to be walking around like this and not everyone is going to see that bubble. But it is normal that one side is larger than the other, sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's completely part of just who we are. And I want to just accommodate. Let's see you in some different outfits and focus on what it's doing for your wardrobe and how fantastic you look. Just remember, E is extraordinary, F is fantastic, and G is glamorous.
Yes.
So while I have Ann with me, I did ask her to come out in the bra that she came with. And this is the lovely piece of work that she is wearing. Although it's beautiful,
Thank you.
we do see that they're a little bit more down and apart than comparatively to what we see in the Abbie. I do also want to feature how much space there is back here. And it is a 34, so we did size her in a 32. This band is clearly way too large for her, and she's also wearing it on the farthest in hook. So we're suggesting you start on the first set of hooks, so as it ages and the elasticity is really running out, you can capitalize on a longer life in your bra. It's time for a new bra. But I do think that you did well because it's so pretty, and we can look at our date night collection and I could try to help you with lots of other choices, but it's definitely the wrong size.
Okay.
Hi bra ladies, I'm Colleen McDonald, Essential Bodywear's Fit Ambassador, and I'm here with my client Bonnie to measure her for the correct size and also to find out what some of her struggles might be. So the first thing we want to do is make sure you're in the right band size. What size do you think you are? 36. And know that 85% of the women are wearing the wrong size, so don't be threatened.
That's why I'm scared. Okay, 36B.
Okay, which, you know, you may be right on, but I definitely don't think you're in the right fit. So when I use my custom Essential Bodywear measuring tape, you're actually measuring perfectly in between a 34 and a 36. So we may try both and we'll see which one you're more comfortable in.
Okay.
It should be snug, at least to start, because you're gonna get a little bit more wear as the elastic stretches. Also wanna make sure it's square around the back so that it's parallel to your body and I'm forming a perfect circle. But you really are perfectly in between, if you can see on the tape, the 34 and the 36. So if the 36 is more comfortable, I think we're gonna start there.
Okay.
So I see some gapping in your cup right through your shirt. And I don't know if you have any issues with your straps.
I do. I've been having a little bit of issues with it, but
Do they keep falling down?
yes.
There seems to be a lot of stretch, a lot of give. But I'm gonna also check your cup size.
That might be better for me.
I'm gonna try you in a B cup. So I'm gonna take part of the cup fitting system that we have, and I'm gonna get really personal with you, but I wanna get really underneath and see if that's gonna give you appropriate coverage. We'll know better once we get you in the product, but it looks like a good place to start and a good jumping off point.
Perfect. I want to look great in my clothes again.
It's gonna make such a difference to have the better foundation. You're gonna look better in your clothes. Let's give it a try.
All right.
So I asked Bonnie to come out and show us her fabulousness in the bra that we clearly can see is very ill-fitting. I don't even want to ask how old it is. It's a big gap in the cup. You're not really getting the support.
Quite a few washes it's gone through.
Let's take a look at the back. So you have worn out all of the elasticity, which is why the straps keep falling down, because I have nowhere else to go, and it's down at its lowest, snuggest point, and it's just done. Really just done. Time for a new bra, Bonnie. Today's your day.
I've been a little bit busy, so
That's okay. We're gonna get you all fixed up. I'm gonna put you in the Cassie in a 36B. Let's start there.
Okay.
And we'll see what it does. So I put Bonnie in our Cassie in a 36B. Let's see how it fits. So I think I've got a good fit in the band. How does it feel?
Much better.
Not too snug?
No.
Okay. I mean,
Definitely not too loose either.
okay, good. Well, you definitely had some room in the other one. This is definitely giving the girls so much more support and better coverage. We're not gonna have that gap in your clothing, knowing that this foundation is so important to look better in your wardrobe. The straps seem to be adjusted. They're okay on your shoulders.
Yes.
Not
I
too
actually
tight.
have straps this
Right?
time.
Now you're not gonna be fussing with them. And let's look at the back. Let's make sure it's straight. We're gonna start on the first set of hook again. So you wanna start there. So as it's losing elasticity, you're able to move to the middle and then all the way to the inside. And we'll know it's time for a new bra. I think it gives you great shape. Let's have you put your shirt back on and really see the difference. So I've got Bonnie back in her shirt so we can see the tremendous difference and how it's so much more complemented without the gap and the bubble of a gaping bra that just was not a proper size. Look how slenderizing it is. It's brought the girls up and together where they were a little bit more down and apart, and it's really accentuating your hourglass figure. And I want to know, how does it feel?
It feels nice and tight. It feels very supportive. It doesn't feel as though it's just all over the place. I'm actually pulled more together.
Pulled more together.
Yes, with more support.
Well, I think it looks fantastic. Hi bra ladies, I'm Colleen McDonald, Essential Bodywear's bra ambassador, and I'm here with my client Kelly to fit her in a correct size bra. So Kelly, what size do you think you are?
A 34D.
Okay, so do you have any bra issues? Is it too snug? Is it too loose? Do you have issues with your straps?
Straps seem to fall down off my shoulders all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
Well, let's start with the band. Since 85% of American women are wearing the wrong size bra, I want to make sure I use my custom EBW measuring tape and I get a snug fit. I also want to make sure that I'm circling your back and it's parallel to the floor. And you are pretty close, right in between a 32 and a 34. So it may be what's more comfortable for you. I might try you in both. And you think you're a D cup. You have like boob bubble or cup runneth over a little bit?
A little over the top of it. Little
Okay.
bubble.
Okay.
At the top.
So let me try you in our F cup. I know it sounds frightening, but it's really for fabulous. And a double D is our E, a triple D is our F, and a quadruple D is our G.
Oh my good gracious.
So I don't want you to be too intimidated, but I am going to get up and personal and cup your bra tissue and see if we can't get whether or not that's going to be adequately filling the cup, but without any bubble. And we'll know for sure when you're in the product, but I think it's a great place to start, and we can always go down.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you go put on the product, and we'll see what transformation happens next.
Perfect, thank you.
So we have Kelly back now in her properly fitting Abbie Bra. So look at how it's lifted, it's brought you back your hourglass figure. The girls are up and together. Your nipples should be halfway between your elbow and your shoulder. So I would say that we're meeting that obligation, and they're up and together. It looks great. I don't see any streaming back fat. You've got a really nice slim line. How does it feel?
It actually feels perfect. Perfect. I cannot believe that I fit in this bra.
Yeah.
It's really off.
Well, and yeah, that you were packing it in a D.
In a D cup.
Yeah, dazzling.
Yeah. No wonder I was having spillage.
Yeah, so now we've gotten rid of that boob bubble. It's really, really fantastic in your wardrobe.